everybody, I'm Adam with ANSOpals.com. It's our website right over there. Please feel free to check it out. Check on the link below here on YouTube. Please subscribe. It'll encourage us to do more videos. Now, the reason you're here with me today is I've got something very special to show you. I'm going to be cutting hopefully a top gem opal. I'm going to do it from start to finish. You're going to get to see the whole process. And I don't know what's going to happen. Opal's a very tricky gemstone. You can't see straight through them. There's often sand problems or potch, which is colorless opal, right in the middle of the stone. Things you have to work around. Sometimes you have to cut smaller stones. So you're going to find out at the same time as me. Now, the stone in question, let me get it out. It's this big boy right here. This is a 250 plus carat piece of Lightning Ridge seam opal. Now, there's different types of opal out there. It's difficult to get opal like this outside of the actual mining towns. The main mining towns in the world are Lightning Ridge, Australia, Coober Pedy, Australia, which is where about 80% of the world's opal comes from. You've got a lot of opal coming out of Ethiopia right now, up in Wagotana, and a good amount coming out of Brazil, Mexico, a little bit out of Europe, some out of the US. But the primary fields that produce good quality opal are in Australia, and that's what I prefer to cut. Usually you get beautiful color, you get beautiful stones out of it. They're very stable. You don't have to worry about them cracking. You can, you can wear them every day. You can get them wet. Where like an Ethiopian opal, if you get it wet and the color goes away, and you gotta wait, anywhere from a couple hours to a couple days for it to come back. So I prefer the Australian opal. Now in Lightning Ridge, which is where this opal is from, you usually get two types. You get seam opal, which this one is, which can form in large seams. It forms in the opal level, and they'll form in large flat seams like this, just traveling along this way. And they usually have some sand on the top and bottom, some opal potch, which is colorless opal. It's either going to be black, gray, crystal, white. And then if you're lucky, you get a nice color bar like this, sandwiched in between them. And this one has hopefully enough meat where we can cut a really nice stone out of it. The other type of opal you usually get in Lightning Ridge is the opal knobby, or you also get some opalized fossils, which you get in most opal fields. But the knobbies can produce some phenomenal opals, beautiful colors and patterns. And if you're lucky, you get one on black, which makes it quite a bit more valuable, and that's what Lightning Ridge Australia is known for. I'm going to be taking a trip there in a couple months. We're going to be there in the beginning of October. Do a little buying, some filming with the miners, and we're going to basically broadcast the entire trip on YouTube on our channel. So if you subscribe now, you'll get those videos as soon as they come in. We'll be shooting a couple of them every day while we're there, putting them right up online. And it should be interesting. There's quite a few characters out there, and we're going to get to meet some of them. We're going to get to go down in the mines, and maybe even find a little bit of opal. One of the interesting things I saw when I received this opal, which I think this opal's probably been out of the ground about a year, so it should be a pretty stable stone. I've had it for a little over a month, and I know the guy who I bought it from, which is Robert at theopalshop.com.au. He's a really good guy. He'll work with you. He has a great selection of rough opal pieces, rubs, and finished stones as well. Which, if you bought stones from somebody like him at the Opal Shop, you could actually contract cut it through me if you want. You can let me know ahead of time. Contact me through the email or through on my website. And you could actually send me the stone, and I can cut it for you at a pretty reasonable price per carat, and hopefully we get something nice out of it. But one of the things I noticed right away on the top of this stone, right around here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a nice, really thin green-orange color bar, and I think it sits on black. So it could be quite a valuable stone. So one of the things I'm going to do, and this is something that I don't normally do because most of the time the stones I'm dealing with are much smaller than this, and a lot of them are tumbled in what they call an agi or an agitator on the site, which washes away a lot of this sort of sand and clay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sandblast it a little bit to try to get in some of these little pits that you see around here and clear up this color bar on top to see if I could actually slice with the saw, slice the top of it right off and get a second stone off the top. Now, this opal is most likely going to be several different stones. There are black color bars that I can see running through the stone on this half of it. So pretty much this half of the stone, I can see black opal. It's much brighter. It's much more valuable stone. The other half looks like it's semi-black, except for maybe this piece on top if I get lucky. So with opal, you usually want the same body tone, which you can find information about body tone on our website, and I'll do a video explaining it as well. But the body tone of the opal is how dark the base color. When you take out all of the moving, the greens, the blues, the reds, the oranges, when you take all those colors out that move around, what the actual base of the opal looks like. The darker it is, the more valuable it is, for the most part. One of the things we do to examine opals before we cut them, we look at them through loops, jeweler's loops, and so on. We'll also use little lasers. This is my one for my cat. Flashlights. Got a nice pink one here. But we'll take it and basically shine them through the color bar to see if we see the light on the other side. Now on this opal, I've shined it with the laser and with the light. I don't see the light all the way through. So there may be some potch in the middle, or it may hump up a little bit, and it's just not letting the light pass all the way through, and with some careful cutting, we should be able to work around it. But it's going to be a total surprise, and you guys are going to see about the same time I do. So it's going to be a live cut, essentially.